All right. Let's see here. Ugh. Oh, man. Shouldn't be that many people in. I think my camera's crooked. Okay. I was like, that didn't make any sense. Okay. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, that made no sense. I was like, why is the screen crooked when it's actually straight? I'm baffled and Bamboozle Clan, you're up. So my plan, say hey to my cat. So my plan was to study Japanese. It'll only take like an hour after the game and then get on. But it took longer. But for this weekend, I'm actually limiting the amount of new cards I get on Anki. So that should help me just for a couple days. Because, yeah, 20 new cards a day is so much, bro. Like, you end up getting hundreds of words you have to go over. But yeah. Hello, child, Mikasa. Yeah. She's in another room now. Anyways, so yeah. So, uh-oh. I don't know why she keeps trying to get up here. Like, there's nothing up here for you. And I wouldn't mind her being up here if she would just sit on the right side. It's when she gets in front of the keyboard and gets in front of the screen where I get too distracted. But here she comes. Whatever the cat wants, she will get. She's zooming. Maybe a little bit. No, she can't get whatever she wants, okay? Not while we're streaming. She distracts too much. Anywho, what were we talking about? Oh, this game. I don't even know if I really want to go over the game, to be honest. I'd rather just dive straight into the press conferences and kind of talk about the game from there. Actually, let me see how many press conferences did we get. Oh, good thing I did just go live because they just uploaded Wemby's. Yeah, we need to just go straight into the game or the, well, Yeah. Press, please. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go over these press conferences. I'll let the chat decide. You guys decide which player we're gonna go over. Okay. Well, there's Mitch, Julian Champagny, and Vic. Those are the ones that's up right now. Which one do you want to start with? You let me know that while we do this ad read real quick. So big shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Link in the description. Just use promo code CLAN. You get 100% match up to $100. And my camera is crooked because my cat jumped up here and made it crooked. I just realized that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Obviously, there's always a risk. So if you're feeling good, go ahead and do it. But I really love the feed feature on the app in which you can see what's going on around the NBA. Luka Doncic. Who did they play? The Phoenix Suns? Oh my goodness, he put on a show. 6 for 11 from 3. I guess he was trying to make up for that other game where he didn't take that wide open 3-point shot. He just froze. I don't know what that was about. That was so weird. I know people were like, oh, the lights were too bright, but it's like, it's Luka. Like, Luka's taken big shots before, so I don't know what was going on there. Anyways, if you guys are interested, go check out the app. Link in the description. All right, let's go ahead and see who people wanted to see. I see some Julians, probably Vic, Barnes, Jules. Okay, we're going with Julian.
Back in New York. I was just wondering.
He had a crazy game today, by the way, actually. Actually, I got to show you the game he had today. Spurs 11-game winning streak, crazy. 26 points, 6 for 9 from 3. Ridiculous. This team has so much depth. How many steals do we have today? Because it felt like 13. Yeah, it felt like 13. Oh my God, we were still on the ball every second. Nasty work.
How does it feel?
Oh my God, I didn't realize how loud it was for you guys. Hold on, I'm sorry. The gains are high. I don't know why the gains are high. We had to do it for some reason. Guess we're good now.
When the team is rolling like this and you're contributing and a lot of guys are contributing down the stretch, and how does that feel as you're rolling together as a team and not just as individuals?
No, I mean, it feels really good. I think that's what we kind of that's kind of what we take pride in, is that everybody on any night, can be the leading scorer, be the best player on the floor, and that's just what it is. And we do our best to find them and get them shots. And I feel like that's been shown throughout the whole year.
Wemby got to get his sleep, because if we're going to go far, he needs to be the best player on the court every night in the playoffs. I love the depth. I think that's a great mentality. We're going to have games here or there where the others have to do their job, but if we want to get far, Wemby gotta, yeah.
So, yeah.
And is Brooklyn a hometown game for you?
Nah, for sure. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. I literally went to school down the block. I went to Bishop Blackman, so I could walk there. I could walk home from here. It's a little bit of a walk, but I could walk. So it's definitely a home game for me. I know these streets very well, so it's fun to be back.
Thank you.
I think your people are still around after good vibes.
Oh, for sure. I haven't seen my family in a while, so just anytime I get to see them, it's always good vibes. I want to put on a good show for my little brother, my parents, and all my friends and stuff. So today was good. Today was good for me.
Were you able to get some interactions even during the game? Or?
Absolutely. I mean, if you watch the film, I'm on the bench. I'm waving at him, looking at him. But yeah.
Julian, obviously Keldon's gotten more comfortable with his role as time has gone on, but especially this year, just the way he's been shooting the ball inside, outside, wherever it might be. What have you made of the
Keldon? You talking about Keldon?
leap he's taken and just how efficient he's become offensively?
Leap? I would have put it as a leap. I think that's just Keldon's play. I think if you go over
I don't understand leap either. I mean, I know he's saying it more so because he's his teammate and he's trying to, glaze a little bit. Like, oh, he's always been like. But I say I don't. It's like Keldon has taken a leap as far as I think awareness defensively. But the more I think about it, the more I realize two things have changed. Sean Sweeney has definitely made it easier for guys who aren't as good of defenders for the team. Our scheme is pretty good for guys like that. And then number two, we just have so many other people that can handle the ball. So Keldon taking on that role that he kind of feels comfortable in is probably what's making him look even better, right? Where he's not like a second or third option anymore. And I really hated when he had to be the first option, but those tanking years. But with him being like the fifth, sixth option, like that's what makes him so dangerous. So I'm starting to think that maybe that's more so what it is. Because when he does have the ball in his hands, he still has tunnel vision quite a bit, right? Like he's not really passing off, but it's not that many times that you get that. And because we space the floor so well, it just kind of opened things up for Keldon. So I think that he's the same player. I would say the leap comes defensively, though. Even with Sean Sweeney, I do think that Keldon is just better defensively. But yeah, I think he's just glazing his teammate here.
Years, that's just how he's been playing. When I got here, I think he was averaging 22 or something like that. So the way he's been playing now is just, a product of his hard work, his mental efforts and all that good stuff. And also he wants to win.
Okay, and one other thing, I know I scoff at the 20 points per game because obviously it wasn't that efficient or meant much back then. But I will say, not every player can average that amount of points, even on a really bad team. So Keldon is good, but yeah.
And I feel like that's the best part about KJ is that whatever that night calls, he's gonna do. He does that to his fullest ability, plays hard every day. And you don't ever really go out there and see him have a bad attitude. You don't ever see him be upset, even if he's 6 for 7 or if he's 1 for 10. Like, he's out there playing hard. He's out there doing his job. He's always smiling, always giving off good energy. So shout out to him for sure. I think he's been a big rock for us. If he's not doing what he's doing, I don't think we are where we are. So shout out to KJ.
And you've obviously experienced some losing streaks before. Now as you guys are adding win after win after win, and it seems like the days, it's been a while since y'all have experienced a loss. Is it just a welcome change of pace for you guys? And, just proof, what you guys are doing is working?
I think it's proof of what we're doing is working. I think that we're just doing the right things and putting our energy into the right places as a team. No egos, no personal agendas, just good hoops, Spurs basketball. So it's definitely fun to see us, reap some of the benefits. But we still have a long way to go. We have a goal, and every day just keep chipping at it.
One thing that he said that I really like is, obviously the Spurs basketball thing, but no egos. Even in this game, I thought this was one of our more sloppy games. I'm not angry about it because it's a back-to-back. Wemby has, and we're going to talk about that, but Wemby hasn't been the best offensively. He looks like his legs aren't really underneath him right now. He looks a little tired at times. And yet and still, I thought that they were passing the ball pretty doggone well. Like, they were feeding into each other. They were attempting to make something happen and get the best shot available. It was some late passes, though. A lot of late passes. Funny enough, not from Castle. It was basically everyone else but Castle, which I usually get on to Castle for that. But Castle has been great, like, all around, I think, most recently. But anyways, overall, I do think the team was still playing with the low ego, even though it was quite sloppy at times. It seemed like we were playing with our food a little bit, just a little bit. Like, it's crazy because we blew them out by the fourth quarter, but it felt like we could have sat Wemby. If the Spurs would have played consistently, we probably could have sat Wemby like mid-third and just won. So I don't know. Yeah, Castle has been improving as a point guard. He looks good.
When you look at your impacts, consistency, like night after night, at what point are you going to be thinking about your next contract or the future, in San Antonio, and maybe a stronger deal,
Yeah, I do my best not to think about it. I feel like I'm an overthinker. So when I start to think about stuff like that, it doesn't put me in a good headspace. But I want to be here. That's what I could say. I want to be here. I love it here. Love my teammates, love the coaches, love the front office, love everybody. So
there is no way Julian Champagnie walks. There is no way. He will. I will put money on that. He will be back with the team. He is so underpaid right now, and I can see him taking a team-friendly deal. But there's no way. There's no way he doesn't get paid.
I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully, that works itself out.
Two things. One, where are you going to get pizza tomorrow?
Good question.
You want to say publicly.
It's a good question.
And then two, you can figure it out later. And two, how does it feel to just say, I just went undefeated for an entire month? Have you ever experienced that much winning in your life?
So, question number.
By the way, just so you guys know, from my understanding, there has only been 6 teams, I think, in the history of NBA that has gone undefeated in an entire month. I believe 3 of those teams are the San Antonio Spurs. We're pretty great.
For one, I'm gonna go to Giardini's in Carroll Gardens tomorrow. It's like my childhood spot. They got great pizza in there, so I'm gonna go over there get some pizza. You say what? I'll text you. I'll let you know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
And then no, I have not experienced as much winning in my life. I think that most teams I've been on, we've just been okay, mediocre. Kind of teetering between winning, not winning, figuring it out, not figuring it out. And I think that just, you know, being here this year, you know, we had a really good time in Vegas with each other. We had like a, you know,
we're not just good, bro. Like we're back in championship. It did not take long. I'm sorry. I really wish Brian Wright would get more credit from Spurs fans. The same amount of credit that I was giving him when we were tanking and we were bad. And it was like, he is setting us up to be so dangerous in the future. I wish all these people that came out and started saying like our front office don't know what they're doing, they're trash, all of them are stupid during the tank, because it's so easy just to complain when you're tanking. I wish those people would come out and say, hey, Brian Wright is actually pretty great, because this kind of unheard of, guys. For your first after a tank, your first shot in the playoffs, you're a championship contender. That does not happen. Most of the time people will say like, oh, you go to the playoffs, you got to get some experience this year, and then next year will be your year, the year after that will be your year. No, Spurs are championship contenders. Like, we got just as shot as anybody else. Like, some of these teams might be better teams overall. Like, I think the way that OKC is constructed, technically they might be better, but when they match up against us, they're not better. And then I think even with the Pistons, like the way they're constructed, ideally they're better, but no, they're not. The only team that kind of worries me are the Wolves, but yeah, I'm starting to just not be worried about anybody, to be real with you.
a team thing. And I feel like from then we've kind of
Jordan McCaughlin look more like Clint. I don't look none like Jordan McCaughlin.
Took it upon ourselves to become a close-knit team, tight-knit team, and then just put basketball first, put winning first. And I feel like that's just what we've been doing, and we're seeing the benefits of it, and I think we all love it. So yeah.
I'm proud of you, Clint.
Victor didn't have the greatest game statistically tonight, but can you talk a bit about, we know defensively still a force, but offensively, he still manages to facilitate things for guys in a way in the game.
Yeah. Big fella, I think every night in, night out, just like KJ.
What grades would you give Wright on the following draft, trade, free agency? A? Probably not an A+. And that's only because the Morris deal, but that's not really his fault. That was just wild. So I would say the Morris deal, Primo, and 2022 draft, like not getting anything out of that. Not 100% his fault, but I would say that. Yeah, Morris deal was wild. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, like, he's been nothing but great. Even before he became GM, he was great. Like, if you guys don't know, he was the reason why we even got Jakob Poeltl, because at first it was just going to be DeRozan for Kawhi straight up, and he was like, no, give us Jakob, and that was really great.
Comes in there, does his job extremely well, even when he's not shooting the best, or doesn't have 40 points, 50 points. He's just as valuable.
No, releasing Sohan does not give him an A+. Releasing Sohan is the reason why it's not an A+, because you got nothing out of that.
Just as effective on the court. His gravity is insane. Without him, this doesn't work. So no matter what kind of night he's having, we're always all there telling him, shoot, keep doing your thing. Like don't waver from it, which he never does, which is a really good thing for us. Why we're good, honestly and truly. But night in, night out, he does his thing, plays hard, never changes his face, never really shows that.
LeBron is getting bought out by March 5th, the deadline. Spurs need a wing. Even if that happened, LeBron is not. Nah, bro. He doesn't play defense. You got to play defense on this team.
That frustration, no matter what's going on in the game. But I think he's been doing a really good job of just playing the right way, which has been helping us.
Thanks, you.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all are horrible. You're so nitpicky. When Sohan left, we won every game since. Y'all are so nit. Yeah, it was Sohan. He wasn't even playing. Y'all are ridiculous. Anywho, I really hope we like destroy the Knicks though. I hope we destroy the Knicks. No Sohan hate over here. Y'all shut up. All right, we gotta go to the next one. We'll leave Wemby best for last, okay? Because yeah, I'm sure Wemby got some good. Wemby's 13 minutes, bro. You guys know Wemby's is 13 minutes? All right, I think we need to say this. Mitch Johnson has been absolutely phenomenal. I think that a multitude of his lineups have been good. I think that his adjustments mid-game has been good. And I really realized this the other game. I think it was against the Pistons. It was against the Pistons. Against the Pistons, I had this vibe where I said, oh, okay, well, it looks like we're going to be down by 10 going into the half, and then maybe we can make some adjustments at halftime, and then third, we come out swinging. That's how I felt, because I've realized I've come so accustomed to the Spurs not making that many adjustments in mid-quarters. But no, made adjustments immediately. Spurs were able to go on a run. We got it going. We grabbed the momentum back and then went into halftime up by 2. So I just want to say Mitch Johnson has been absolutely great. And we're going to listen to what he has to say next, okay? Coach of the year? Maybe. He might be. But before we do, really quick, if you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check out Sleeper. Link in the description. Use promo code CLAN. You get a 100% match up to $100. Go check that out. All love. But yeah, go do that. Go do that for your boy, okay? But yeah, Sleeper below. And as you can see here, you go to the feed. Wait, I'm not even on the NBA one. Hold on. There we go. Did Kawhi play? I don't think Kawhi played. Anthony Edwards, 31 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I don't think Kawhi played when he went against them. He had a -2 plus minus. Isn't it crazy that the other night Wemby had a plus 19 and he played horrible defensively or offensively? Kawhi was out. How long is Kawhi out? I want the Clippers first round. I think that will be actually pretty great. But anyways, guys, go check out Sleeper. What happened here? He constantly, bro. What is his? Was that a clutch shot that he hit? Bro, I need to know what his percentages are on clutch shots, because Anthony Edwards hit so many clutch shots. It's crazy how many clutch shots this dude hits. Ice in his veins. Confidence out the wazoo. Okay, sorry. Let's go ahead and listen to what Mitch has to say. Go download Sleeper. Link in the description. All right, Coach.
Where you have total team participation, you're not relying on one guy to do all the offensive load. How encouraging is that?
Yeah, we've had to find
It's not very
a
encouraging.
lot of different ways to win. It's part of a team that's growing and continuing to learn about each other and doesn't have the identity where there's 1 or 2 or even 3 players that are going to take the majority of the shots every single night. And so there is a lot of team participation on both ends of the court and what we demand. And I think we're just continuing to try to be more consistent while also learning on the fly a little bit.
And then, what did you like from Julian tonight?
That's one thing I really love, though, is how you continue to find a way to win. And those really nasty, scrappy, ugly wins are very important, because there's going to be playoff series that are like that. The only thing that worries me just a tad is Wemby, right? I just want Wemby to be consistent offensively. Now, with that being said, though, I think he's just tired, and we'll talk about that, in another segment. But I think he's tired, and he actually brought it up in another thing. He's not getting enough sleep. I didn't know Sweeney was associate head coach. Yeah. Sweeney scares me. His face scares me. Does his face scare you? I don't know if his face scares me more than RC Buford. I don't know. They scare me for different reasons.
Julian and Devin specifically, I think in this recent stretch, and it's easy to say it when they're shooting how they are, but they've been putting their energy into the right areas and having the right approach. And, a guy that coached for a long time, I was blessed to work for, talked about the basketball gods quite a bit. And it's amazing when you do that, at some point, you typically get that reciprocated. And I think those two guys have been getting that recently, and they've actually been putting their energy into the right spots and areas prior to even getting, whether it was the volume, the opportunities, or the ball was going in the hole.
I think Victor mentioned after last night's game that the schedule seems to be catching up to him. He's feeling a little
Face scares me,
fatigued.
bro.
What are you seeing from him this last few games?
He's intense.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's missed some shots that he's made. I think he'll be just fine. Obviously, his break wasn't as long as everybody else's. And, we're almost 60 games in.
Nah, think about it.
And I think
Oh, crap.
he'll be just fine. Teams are being physical. And
Nah, think about it. I might legit put this on a shirt. This is actually a dope shirt. I might do it. And then have go Spurs go or something like that. That's actually tough. Oh, or tattoo it go Spurs go. Oh my God. That's actually dope. Yeah, Spurs tattoos on it. Yeah.
we've been on the road quite a
I
bit.
might do that.
And when we were on the road, he was on the road. And
It'll be a personal thing. I wouldn't
it's part of this
sell it.
this life we live.
Do you think the next 2 days off will be good for him and probably everybody on the team that has?
I do. I think I think we have one more time after this time where we have 2 days in between a game, and so I hope everybody takes advantage of that, of whatever is most appropriate for them.
Now I think about it, him saying that Vic didn't have a break. Yeah, he didn't, because even the All-Star game, he went in. He played that game like it was the Olympics, bro. God, can they not do the World versus the USA thing ever again? Can we never do that again? Good God, bro. It's the overseas players that don't try, bro. It's everybody, but the overseas they really don't care. I mean, they really don't care about this at all. Please, man. At least when Wemby punched USA in the mouth, they had some pride. At least Kawhi had pride. At least Anthony Edwards had pride. Oh my God, man. Team World sucked. Well, just Jokic and Luka. It wasn't just Jokic and Luka, bro. Even Murray was just messing around. The shots he was taking, what are you doing? Lock in. Jeez, bro.
Coach, obviously Keldon's got more and more comfortable with his role as time has gone on, but this season, especially shooting the ball from beyond the arc from inside, what have you made of the lead he's taken and just how efficient he's become offensively?
Yeah, it's been one of the more selfish, or not selfish, but maybe self-centered experiences for me this year, is just to be able to have a lot of fun watching him mature on the court, his personality, his
France 2028 still getting beat by USA. Now you talking a Wemby 2 years in the future, bro. I don't know. If Wemby get a couple championships, I don't know, man. I don't know.
embracing of role, clarity of his role, how to star in his role, and exuding that to his teammates. And
do you remember this? Would you get a swastika tat on your chest or a GSG on the face? You can't answer that. I'm not putting anything on my face, so I would have to do the SWAT and then can I do stuff over it? Can I tattoo over it?
And
because what I probably do is get the SWAT, get the SWAT on the chest, and then just draw a red marker around it and a red line through. You said that last time? Oh, I've never changed then. Okay. I never changed.
I don't want to speak for him, but I think there's a lot of guys that probably wouldn't have played tonight. We played it last night and have been on the road quite a bit, and he's pretty banged up. And I actually was the one that told him he was done last night in terms of playing. He wanted to go back in that game. And even tonight, he was going to have to tell us he was going to play. And he did that and set a tone. And that's a leader.
And then you mentioned the natural struggles that Victor's dealing with right now, but when you can rely on somebody else, 10 spots down the roster to get you 10 points, on nights like this where maybe he's not doing all the work, does that make your job a lot easier when wealth is being spread around like that offensively?
Yeah, I don't think we look at it quite as much. I know he has some box scores and whatnot, and the potential leaves everybody's excitement to always want that. But he still had 5 assists tonight. He set some good screens, made his free throws. He missed some shots, and they put a lot of energy into not letting him get going. And yeah, I think we're not going to get preoccupied with trying to get Victor Wembanyama 25 shots every night. If other guys are going to be open, the basketball is going to find the open guy, and we're going to try to play our brand of basketball. He's the catalyst to that and the leader of that, but that doesn't mean he has to shoot it.
Have you been able to enjoy the way this team has developed?
True. But we still need him to be efficient when he does get his shots. That's the main thing. I'm not too concerned because I do understand that teams at this point are going to have to choose their poison, right? You got to pick your poison with the Spurs. So, we weren't in that predicament previous seasons, but now we are. Really great predicament to be in which teams are going to have to choose. Like, either you're going to put all your energy into Vic and allow the other guys to really step up, and hopefully your other help defenders are good enough, but they more than likely aren't. Like, Dylan Harper needs attention on him. One thing I noticed in this previous game, actually the last couple games, is we've gotten some really great, cool plays out of Dylan Harper, but he is nowhere near as aggressive as I think we need him to be. We want him to be, but I think also his teammates want him to be. I actually love the fact that I saw Steph Castle like force feeding him the ball. Like, all the players seemed like they were force feeding him the ball. Like, go to work, and he'll dribble a little bit, then pass it back out, and then they pass it right back to him. Like, go to work. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you can cook just about anybody. Oh, I thought I still had I had to check on the other thing. Yeah, I think it's on the other screen. But yeah, it was like, bro, cook. Let me see. Dylan Harper. Yeah, see, Dylan Harper took 9 shots. Bro, I swear he could have took more. He has 7 assists. Yeah, the team wanted him to get cooking. Like, he could have easily got 20 piece in this game.
This year, amidst the grind of the season and everything, there are moments where you take a step back a little bit and like, I want to enjoy this team.
No, but I do enjoy the work of being with them. So it's kind of a fun balance of being mad and enjoying it all at the same time.
You just went undefeated for an entire month. How does that feel?
It feels like the guys in that locker room have found a lot of different ways to win. It feels like that's a sign of growth. I think when you look back at this month, there wasn't one guy who went on some historical stretch or a certain way that we won it every night. I think we played a lot of different styles of teams, and the games that we played this month have taken on a lot of different personalities.
I don't know why I just got like a burst of adrenaline because I was thinking, I started ruminating about the playoffs. Guys, we might see a 7-game series with OKC. Oh man, how good it feels to be back.
And we've had some guys that have had their night, so to speak. We've had some guys that didn't have their night in terms of ball going in and that kind of, where things are going your way. And I think that's a sign of growth for a team that at a certain point we were probably a little bit of a momentum team, I think, earlier in the season. And I thought our highs were really high, but we were trying to continue to grasp that consistency. And I think it's been fun this month to have some struggle or some teams or circumstances force us to find different ways to win.
Ever since, especially that Detroit game, every conversation I've had with someone around the league, it's like Spurs seem clearly like they're going to be contenders. Big question is, guys like Victor or Steph, how do they handle a playoff series where they're just getting beat up the entire time? Does the variety in the way you guys have won over this stretch inform to you that this team is ready to handle something like a playoff run?
Who was asking this question? Because this is a really good question. That was a really good. This is probably one of the best questions. Jared Wise? This is one of the best questions I've heard. Even the way he framed it, like, I don't even know how you answer this, because he doesn't want to get ahead of himself.
Honestly, the coach hasn't been there either, so we'll have to see. We understand the narratives, and we're not going to avoid everything, and we're not going to get power to it. I know you've heard me say that a couple of times, but the reasoning for why people get excited about us is very logical. The reasoning for people to have concerns about whatever they're concerned about, I'm sure typically have some logic behind it. And honestly, it has not moved us, and I hope that we can just continue to take it day by day and put our energy into the right spots and be unflinching in terms of what we're staring at.
Good humbleness from him, saying he hasn't been there. I'm not angry with anything he just said.
Alluded to it already, but can you just talk a little bit about how even when Victor doesn't have the best...
Oh, he's a Spurs beat reporter for the Athletic? Okay.
Game statistically still manages to have an impact on the game offensively.
Yeah, when Victor's in a stance defensively, he's maybe the most influential defensive player in the league, and in the conversation of something very unique of what we've seen. So that's not a stat. That's the guy being in a stance with the mental and physical capabilities to deter multiple offensive players on the court, not from taking a shot, of making decisions. And offensively, because of his unique skill set, he can do things, whether it's gravity in the air or gravity from drawing a crowd to him with the basketball in his hands or setting a screen or running the floor, that leads to advantageous opportunities for himself and his teammates. And that's something that if we could stat, he'd be very high in.
Some people didn't understand when I said this, but if anybody tries to say that, well, Wembanyama's tall, he's supposed to block shots, I don't want to hear anything you have to say, because if you look at the history of the NBA and other guys that are 7'2" and up, they're not necessarily blocking shots the same way Wemby is. Wemby is on pace to have the most blocks ever. Not only is he on pace to have the most blocks ever, he's going to have the most blocks ever in an era that takes outside shots mostly. Like, that's incredible. And he's avoided all the time. People do not try to get around the paint when it comes to Wemby. And he's on pace to have the most blocks ever. So I don't want to hear that. It's very similar to, I think it's a skill set. Blocking is a skill set. It takes a lot of anticipation, high basketball IQ, hand-eye coordination, all of that. But just similar to guards that dribble, right? Like, you have ball handlers like Kyrie and Steph Curry, and they're absolutely incredible. And being a guard, it does make it easier for you to dribble. But no one ever says, like, yo, Curry's supposed to have handles like that. Kyrie's supposed to have handles like that. They're guards because they're one of a kind, right? It's not that many that can do that. So I don't know why we do that with Wemby. Like, yes, ideally, hypothetically, yes, it's easier for you to block shots when you're taller, right? Yeah, whatever. But no one's doing it like Wemby, and no one guards like Wemby. So I don't want to hear like anybody excuse the shot blocking, just act like it's not that big a deal because he's tall. I think that's ridiculous. Who else can do that? Who else is doing that since it's so easy?
Thank you.
Oh, that was literally an end? All right. Well, I guess that was a good way to end it off. Nice. All right. All right, guys. Well, I guess we need to listen to what Wemby has to say. Before we do so, big shout out to me. If you guys want some merch, go check out clanthemerchfan.com. Link in the description. But yeah, I finally got all of the shirts in. I just have to make them and send them out. So if you've been waiting, I know some people have been waiting a few weeks. So just bear with me. I finally got the shirts in. It's a few prints that I'm waiting on, but I did get the shirts in. So I'm going to make those, package them, and ship them on out. But if you guys are interested and you're content and comfortable with a wait, please head on over to Clan the Merch Fan and get yourself some merch. I always say this. This is my favorite one. I'm sorry. This is just my favorite one. I love it so much. I was such a big fan of Invader Zim. But anyways, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Why is it not letting me? Hold on. I guess I gotta actually get on the thing. I think this is cute. Look at that. Look at that. So cute. Anyways, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Link in the description. All right. I mess with that. Yeah, man, I like it. I love this one. All right, let's see. Let's listen to what Wemby has to say.
We'll start in English and then we'll get to French afterwards, please. Mike, you want to kick us off?
Vic, you guys just went undefeated for the month.
Wait a minute, guys. What is Wemby's stats in this game? What were his stats? 12 points, 3 for 9. 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 2 blocks, 2 steals. Okay. By the way, Devin is coming alive at the perfect time.
Just how does it feel to
Feels good. Feels like an accomplishment. I guess looking back, it's we could say it's a satisfying month. I think we had only one win, which was single digits. So it doesn't mean it was perfect, not at all. But looking back, it's never really perfect. So it's pretty satisfying.
A couple of things, Vic. How are you feeling physically? I think you mentioned Toronto, you were feeling fatigued. And should we be on the lookout for any appearances?
Oh yeah. By the way, I wanted to say this. So they're bringing it up, so I don't have to bring up what he said. But the other day, Wemby said that he hasn't been getting enough sleep. He feels like his conditioning is not the best, and that's part of the reason why he just wasn't as good offensively, or not as sharp. Because there was quite a few shots where I was just like, "No, Wemby, you can hit those." Like, he usually hit them. For the last few games, it's just been kind of wonky. But he said he hasn't been getting enough sleep. And, people could easily say, well, that's just an excuse or whatever. Or we need to put him on minutes restriction and all that jazz. But these are my thoughts. I thought about this. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. We might get one of the best Wembys ever in the playoffs, because while they keep bringing up like, oh well, the playoffs, how physical it gets, and Wemby struggles with physicality. I think Wemby struggles even more so with the constant traveling, the back-to-backs. Like, I don't know, medically, when it comes to like how tall he is, but I know that he has a certain routine, right? He needs to go to sleep at a certain time, and then he's ready to go. So I'm just going to assume that once we get to the playoffs, it's actually going to be in our benefit, regardless of the physicality that's to come, because Wemby is going to actually be able to get sleep, like normal sleep. I mean, you're not going to have back-to-backs. You're going to be at one place at least a couple games, right? Like, for the most part. And then after 4, then you go back and forth. But, most of the time you'll be in an advantageous position, because we'll probably be first seed of the West. So you'll start off at home. Like, you take out some of these teams early on, you get even more rest. I just think it's going to actually play in our favor. Not as much traveling, not as much crazy traveling, and no back-to-backs like that. So, I think it's going to actually help us quite a bit. I don't know what you guys think, but
You're going to make in New York over the next couple of days.
we're getting season opener at Dallas, Wemby in the postseason. That was like crazy Wemby, right? Like, that was great too, because that's when the whole world was watching. Like, some people have not watched much Spurs basketball since then, and they still go back to that game.
I don't think you should be on a lookout. No. Please don't be. But physically, I'm feeling fine. I had to push through that one today. I had to make the jump early. But luckily, we got 2 days now, and we're towards the end of a crazy road trip. So hopefully, knock on wood, everybody stays healthy. But you gotta recover like crazy until the end of the road trip.
Anybody else?
Victor, Stefan's obviously been one of the more imposing on-ball defenders in the NBA this season. Just how do you feel that his skill set in that regard kind of complements you, and what have you seen from him in terms of the growth he's shown and what he's done on the ball defensively?
Oh, I mean, he's understood his role very well. The level he's playing at is really unseen, for a second-year player, and how it fits in our game plan.
We need Sohan to be the post-game reporter and then ask Mitch why he hates him. Dude, that would be so funny. Oh my God, that would be so funny. I think Mitch would would he just get up and leave? I don't know. Yeah, that would be so funny. Yeah, that'd be so funny. By the way, I know this for a fact. Sohan saw that you guys remember the video where, like, early on in the season where we were complaining about the thing, where they asked, like, why isn't he getting any minutes? And he was just like, yeah. Jeremy saw it. He saw that video. I ended up seeing a DM from somebody close to him, and he saw that video. I didn't even know he did, which is funny. He thought it was funny.
I mean, I know we make it hard.
So he had issues with Coach, right?
Uncomfortable, for people to play against us. That's the goal. I mean, because guy having to dribble around one of the best on-ball defenders and then has to go shoot a shot against some of the best rim protectors. It's very tough.
I think along the same lines with Keldon, obviously he's gotten more comfortable with his role as time has gone on, but I think he's having a career here shooting it both from outside and inside. What have you made of just the leap he's taken this year and how efficient he's become on offense?
They asked that same question to Champagne.
I think to define Keldon would be like maybe the guy or one of the couple guys who have understood the most, I would say, in my opinion, because I'm also part of it, part of the team, like who's understood the best his role and how to help the team, and in the case of Keldon, what to sacrifice to make the team better, because he's one of the most selfless, persons I know, and it's showing. And I hope that the numbers he's shooting and his percentage and stuff, I hope that this shows that we try to give back to him as well and try to make him shine. But even though in my opinion it's still not enough, I want to make him shine even more, but because he deserved it, he sacrificed a lot.
Another teammate who's knows his role well, Julian, can you just talk about his shooting and what he brings to the offense when he's shooting like that?
It's pretty much the same for Julian. He's a guy who's one of the most impeccable guys on the team, There's very few things you can say about both his performance and his attitude on the court. So he's for me, he's embracing his role in a perfect way. So, and
he is like a very. Actually, I don't know if I should say this. I just saw your super chat, Caps. He said, "Let's shut down Wemby till the playoffs." Yeah, how about we don't do that? Anyways, gosh, can I say he's an underrated defender? I don't know if he's an underrated defender. Maybe everyone rates him about where they should. I think his toughness on the defensive end is something that's a little underrated. I'm talking amongst Spurs fans. No? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, amongst Spurs fans, I don't know. I think we rate him appropriately. But no one outside of the Spurs, I think, really know. He's one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. Julian Champagnie. Anytime he's on the court, he's a force. He's sneaky. He's a sneaky defender. He makes some big plays.
I hope that.
I think Dylan Harper is an underrated defender, though. Spurs fans and out.
It pay off for him, and I will make sure it pays off for him and Calvin the same.
Victor, currently you guys are one of the odds-on favorites to make it out of the West. How do you kind of block out that noise and continue playing your style of basketball? I know this month of February is really good for you guys, but how do you try to block out that noise and just continue trying to play the winning basketball that you have?
No, don't you say that, BT. Don't you say Julian's going to get paid, but not by us. Hey, we just went over an interview where he really want to stay, bro. He really want to stay. He might make a team. He might do a team friendly. I mean, Harrison Barnes might be gone soon. I would definitely bring back Champagnie, bro. I wouldn't even like debate it. Like, bring Champagnie back. Like, he can go off at any given night. But he's severely underpaid. But yeah,
just the favorites to get out of the West, right? One of the favorite teams to get out of the West. Right?
I mean, you're the first one to tell me about it, so to block out that noise, I guess. Can you take away his mic? Thank you.
Obviously, Nolan had a few floaters tonight, especially on you, given what you bring on defense. Given your experience possibly playing with Nolan back in France, I'm kind of curious to hear what your thoughts on how his floater game and kind of poise and maturity have looked out there in the court early on in his career.
So the only experience I had with Nolan was a pre-selection with the national team. So we practiced together for a few days. And I mean, what is he, 1 or 2 years younger than me? So very young. And he was even younger in 2024 when we were preparing for the Olympics. And already what I noticed from him was the maturity and the way he can control the game. And the way that, like, whoever the opponent is doesn't matter, you know. He's got real guts, and I believe that that's a guy who will have incredible growth over his career.
Victor, you already highlighted some of your teammates, Kelder and Julian. As we get closer to the playoffs, you know, how important is a win like this where you have contributions from nearly the entire team? You know, you're all rolling together.
Super important. I guess if we had failed to make that a game where we can sit out, the starters can sit out the end of the game, we would have missed on some progression. We would have missed on getting some guys with lower minutes, shots and rhythm and opportunity.
That's a really good point as well. Like, that's another reason why, and it seemed like the Spurs were just messing around. I saw somebody in the chat earlier say, like, I kind of like halfway was watching because I knew that we were just messing around this game. Hey, it's a back-to-back. They're probably tired. We're not as, I don't know. It did seem like we were messing around. Like, you could have just destroyed this team even earlier. Like, we kept getting like big leads on them, like the entire game. We could have just absolutely annihilated them. But what he just said is so true too. Like, don't play with your food. Beat them down to a pulp so we can get Carter Bryant some minutes. Because I truly do think there is going to be some key plays that Carter Bryant can make once we get to the playoffs, right? When things get really sticky, like my boy Ty the Creator would say.
And as well, that's the detail, but we would have missed on saving some minutes.
We need to trade Harper. We need to trade you. I am gonna ban you. I am gonna ban you, Mr. MC. I'm just Caps. Don't ban him. Mods, don't ban him. Don't ban him. I think he's trolling. But if he's not, and he comes back and he says that he's not trolling, ban him for a minute.
The guys who play the most. So it's 100% positive. And
what did I say?
A game like this, we would, of course.
Oh, he thought that was okay. Ban him. Ban him for a minute. 1 minute. Ban him. I banned him already. Thank you. All right. So you can come back in a minute with a better attitude.
But it shows good stuff from the starters, but it shows great stuff from the bench players who have managed to keep the game stable, consistent all throughout 40 minutes.
I unbanned him, then banned him. Thank you. Thank you. Let him come back in a minute, and he'll be able to apologize.
Just two-part question. One, given the team's success, I'm curious where you feel you could be somewhere in the MVP conversation. And on a larger scale, a lot of times people ask, well, who's going to be the next face of the NBA? Obviously, you've been a rising young star at your age. I'm just also curious if you have any thoughts on that and if that could be you, even though obviously you're an international player coming in.
To answer your second question, I think this is something that will get answered on its own, you know.
Maybe we should trade Castle instead. After you just saw Castle performances over the course of the last few weeks, that's what you have to say? Another minute. Ban him.
It's not something that you can really force or manufacture in a way that people respond to, if you know what I mean? So I have no worries about that. And first question, yeah, of course. I know I'm in the MVP conversations. Of course, it's one of my goals, you know. And I think that the main argument for that is the team success. So what's the first thing? But I'm also conscious that I need to press the gas a little bit, you know, on the last games of the season, last part of the season, to win that award.
Maxime.
Justement sur ce sujet-là, enchaîne les matchs.
Anyways, he shouldn't care about no MVP conversation this year, to be honest. They're not giving him an MVP. Wemby is not getting an MVP. It'll probably go to Cade. I was looking at how many more games these guys can miss, bro. It's crazy. I wonder if anybody posted it, like, see, this is 2 days ago. It's ESPN, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, so, yeah, SGA probably won't get it. And this is 2 days ago. So I think he probably has another one on his. Yeah, I think he already has another one. So yeah, he only have like 6 or 5 more that he can miss. Wemby has no. The thing that really sucks about Wemby's is we already used up, because I think there's only 2 games that you can play like between 15 to 20 minutes and you're still eligible, and the Spurs have already used them, which is very irritating. Like, it was games where we didn't even have to use them, and we already used them. I was like, dang, we might need that later for him. But yeah, he can only miss 4 more. So, it's really tough. But, you know, Wemby got a shot, but I don't think he gets it. I think Cade Cunningham gets it. It says Jokic can only miss 1 more. It really sucks. This rule actually is really dumb. Like, when it was more vibe based, it actually did make more sense. Where it's like, yeah, because what the NBA is trying to do is force guys to play, but I feel like they just completely missed or didn't even like care. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did, but it seemed as if they didn't care about like why guys aren't playing or what the load management actually is, and maybe it's not players just being lazy, because this is going to be an insane year if what should be a legitimate MVP race, guys aren't in it because of missed games, because they missed like a few games, some like arbitrary, like a few more games than what was that threshold. I think that's just terrible. But yeah, Wemby probably just finish it out. He looks really healthy. He'll be fine. But I don't think he gets it. I would like for him to get it. I think he deserves it. I don't think like other guys deserve it significantly more than him. Maybe Cade Cunningham a little bit more, like slightly more. But Jokic, yeah, it's gonna be Jokic or Jokic ain't gonna get it. Jokic probably gonna be out another game. It'll probably be Cade. Cade, the one that has the most flexibility here. But you really realize, man, how small 17 games is. Like that's actually insane. Like 17 games, you need more games you can miss than that in a super long season. Because Wemby was out, but you know it didn't feel that long. Maybe because we were winning so much, it would have felt longer if we were losing. But it didn't feel that long when Wemby was out, and he's almost ineligible. Well, MVPs usually play more than 65, but that's what I'm saying. Let it be usually. Then like, what's the problem? Like, why put a cap on it anyways when it comes to these awards if they usually hit that anyway? Just let them hit it. You know? Just let them hit it. Now when you're actually like tracking it, it's anxiety inducing. Like guys might not win awards that they clearly should have won. Like that's insane. Like maybe I understand Wemby not getting Defensive Player of the Year last year because there were so many games he missed. But I mean, he was easily the Defensive Player of the Year. You know, it's stupid. He should have 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards by now. Well, at least one his rookie year. It should account for certain types of injuries. I think that's fair. Well, but anyways, my French people, if you guys want to translate, that would be great. But yeah, just put it underneath the video whenever it uploads if you guys want to. But appreciate all the love nonetheless. I really hope we take out the Knicks. That would be nice. Chat's Defensive Player of the Year case is so fake, by the way. I don't understand why he's that high. Yeah, Wemby's Defensive Player of the Year easily. They just can't screw our boy over, you know? All right, guys. I'm hopping off. I appreciate the love. It is super late. I got to go to bed. But luckily, I got done with my Japanese stuff, so I can just go straight to bed. So I'll give it to you guys later, man. I appreciate the love. I will see you on Saturday or Sunday after the game. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a weird time because play at 12. So, but yeah, I'll see you. Good night, big head. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you. Bye. Dang, I just joined. It's all right. Join on Sunday. Join on Sunday after the game. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Good night, Clanny. Yeah, bye, Clanny baddies.